Loyalty. Loyalty is dead, gentlemen. Loyalty is no longer real. It doesn't exist. Why? Well, just look at the world, man. Loyalty is such a mute concept. You know? Not even bitches can be loyal. Not even your own homies can be loyal. And what do I mean by that? If you've been online for any second, you have heard like some of the controversies on like Twitter or whatnot, where it's like this dude who got married, apparently before they even got married to his wife, and this marriage was blessed by the big papa, the big pope, by the way. She was apparently messing around with her boss when she was already engaged to this dude, and apparently lied to him. And she likes to pose herself as like a traditional, housewife sort of thing. I don't know. To me, I always got faked out by that sort of stuff because it just seems so inauthentic. It just doesn't seem real to me. Seems like you're kind of like living and walking around in a skin suit. Doesn't really seem like much of a proper actual lifestyle that you genuinely believe in. It's more like you're fucking around, faking around in it. Doesn't seem real to me. But besides the point, you got that. Even got another dude, pretty big anime YouTuber. He was also engaged. His girl cheated on him with his best friend, in fact. And what's even more fucked out of that whole situation is that apparently his friend group sided with his best friend instead of him. So this dude lost his fiancée and found out that his fiancée was getting screwed by his best friend. And his friend group decided, nah, bro, go screw yourself, kill yourself now. By deciding, oh, you know what? We're going to shit on you too, because fuck you. That's the most screwed up shit I've heard in a long while. And finally, the final example is that this streamer couple, what have you, apparently this woman, they've been like a high school sweetheart couple or whatever, from what I was able to gather. They've been together for like 7 years, and the guy was with her for many years, even sacrificed his own esports career. Apparently he was like a top tier esports guy. Sacrificed his career to support and be there for his gal, his partner. And I found out this dude even gave her bone marrow to help with her cancer. She had some sort of cancer. And at some point, they just left. It broke down. She left him. They like to bullshit and say, well, it was mutual. It was a mutual separation. But come on. You gotta have some sort of loyalty there. Like, for fuck's sake, he gave you everything and now you just leave? Come on. So, here I'm saying is I'm prefacing the whole idea that loyalty is just dead. It's not real. Why be loyal to people who don't give a shit about you? Like, any appeal of loyalty nowadays just seems so unreal and inauthentic. For example, loyalty to the US government. Why should I be loyal to a government that has never given a shit about me until now, when, oh, it's convenient to give a shit about me, but not when it wasn't? And many, many other people kind of sort of feel the same way. Why is it that there's always an appeal of loyalty when there's something needed, but when it's inconvenient to be loyal to someone, it's like, nah, I'm going to stop being loyal. This comes to best friends, this comes to, the government, this comes to all sorts of things, relationships, romance, even work, even companies. The whole concept of company loyalty originally was a good idea. It was like, you provide the company value, and the company will support you and be with you for your whole life if you provide value and are consistent and, well, you stay loyal to the company. Nowadays, this loyalty is out of the gutter because profits matter over people. Profits are far more important over people. GDP over people. So you see governments, you see companies, you see all sorts of things choose something else other than loyalty to people. People who have been loyal to you, people who have given their time to you, people who have sacrificed for you. It's thrown out the window when it's inconvenient. And I think that's bullshit. That's not fair. And I highly dislike people who make any type of appeal of loyalty when they themselves have never been loyal to anyone. For example, many of these politicians that make appeals like, you need to die for our country, even though we have abandoned you to destitution, to complete financial destitution, unlimited immigrants, because, these people aren't us. And it's not even a racial thing. I don't even fucking care about the racial thing. It's the loyalty thing. Why does somebody who's been here for only 5 months matter 10 times more than somebody whose entire bloodline is descended from this place or from any other country? Is there not an outrage to that? Can there not be outrage to that? I think that there should be. I think it's bullshit, this whole concept and idea that it's okay to just throw someone under the bus when they have sacrificed for you. They have been in relationship with you for many, many years, and no more relationship. I'm done. I'm over. Fuck off. This is why I don't really like considering myself a individualist, because an individualist has no concept of loyalty. Like, I think that's the major problem with societies nowadays, is that we've become too individualistic. There's no concept of community. There's no concept of loyalty. We're all independent agents, and that sucks, because it means you're always alone 100% of the time, and you're always out for yourself. Is that really a life that people want? Maybe the hardcore libertarian would want that, but that's not normal human nature. Human nature has dictated to be so that we have concepts such as loyalty, love, and commitment. And when people don't have those things, we stop functioning normally. We go fucking insane. We go crazy. And we start doing very antisocial things like this. Like many of these women just not being loyal to their partner. And, I know not all women are like this. There are certainly plenty of women in the past and throughout history who have stayed loyal to their partner even when it was inconvenient to be. But unfortunately, in the modern world, it seems loyalty is such a rare thing to find nowadays that it's just almost impossible to find someone who is willing to stick it out with you. There are some times where loyalty comes to a point where you have a greater loyalty to someone else. But I don't think a lot of people have that in them. Like, I don't think there are a lot of people who are loyal, who are willing to put the commitment in and even, stick it out with a dude when things get tough. And I think that's the greatest form of love that, for example, men know. People want to say that women know love and romance and all that, but a man shows his love very differently compared to a woman. A man shows his love through loyalty. I think that's the biggest thing, is a man shows his love to his friends, to everyone, to his family, to everyone through loyalty. I think that's the highest level of love that a man can give, is his loyalty. is his reliability, knowing that he's going to be there with you till the end. That's a very high form of loyalty, which is a very rare thing nowadays because we're so individualized. Because the modern day philosophy is that, I'm an individual, I get to do whatever I want, and if anyone tries to dictate anything to me, they're somehow oppressing me. Having some sort of relationship with people, family ties, ties to a nation, any sort of ties is somehow evil or oppression. It's infringing on your rights as a person, somehow. And there are no doubt that there have been abuses by nation and family and other forms of relationships. I don't deny that, but I think it's unwise to throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to the concept of loyalty and doing things that you might not necessarily like, but you do that out of commitment and loyalty to the people around you. And it's just such a travesty that nowadays that you just don't have that anymore. The homies ain't around. Like, I don't know many people anymore that I would trust to be loyal to me. Friendships nowadays are very transactional. They're very transient. They don't really last. Like, you can see all the friend groups online if you know anything about like Twitter or Twitch or any type of like social media friend group. All these people are like so crappy. They're so vain. And, are these people really friends or are they just doing it for the money? Like, that's the really big thing is that how many of these people actually are going to stay around with you if you lose everything? Not many. I bet you that. And I don't suggest that you should just, be around anyone just for the sake of being around anyone, just for them. There has to be some like give and take when it comes to any type of relationship. But it's such a travesty. I like using that word. It's such a tragedy that there's just no more value for this anymore other than, people say that they want it, but people don't like the commitment that's attached to it. So they'd rather just take the easy route and just not be loyal to someone because it's what they feel. It's what they want. And any type of, government or nation that likes to use this concept of loyalty, they're only doing it out of an inauthentic bullshittery to try and get you to go die for them. And, fuck them. That's bullshit. You shouldn't do that. These people aren't loyal to you. They don't treat you right. But my only solution to this is that you just start practicing it. You start practicing some level of commitment, If everyone started to being a little bit more loyal, being a little bit more committed to one another, even when things get tough, build some sort of resilience of your will, of your spirit, I think a lot of people will benefit from it, and I think the world will get better for it too. There might not be radical change, sure. It takes a long time, and it takes a lot of people to actually do this sort of stuff to really see any change. It takes a large cultural push to really see a change in how society and how people value things. But, it's the little things that start off into big things. But, yes, practicing loyalty, extra commitment, try and do something that you may not like, but, it's something for someone that that you care about. Yes, doing small little things. The little things mean a lot more to people than some might realize. But that's all I have today. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.